Are you able to see my screen?
1 second. Yes.
Okay, so we'll see what is JMS, how we can work with the automation scripts with the WLST. So JMS configuration, we are going to work with the standard process. JMS server configuration, persistent store, you can use file store or JDBC store, any one of them. So we'll go with the file store, and then JMS module configuration. This is a system module. So within the system module, we are going to have the connection factory, queue, topic, or distributed queue or distributed topic. So these are the common things. And coming to the tuning part, you can configure quota, and you can also communicate between two different WebLogic domains using the foreign JNDI, foreign servers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So quickly, we'll see what are the MBeans, JMS MBeans. The domain MBean looks like this. From that one, you're going to have the JMS MBean. JMS MBean is
Okay.
having a lot of destination MBeans. Queue bean, topic bean, and JMS connection factory, distributed queue, whatever you are going to see on the WebLogic admin console, same number of MBeans you are going to have, and yeah, the options which you are going to select, like using the checkbox, you want to create a uniform distributed queue, or you want to just create a distributed queue, weighted distributed queue. So these are all different ambience we have, and just a moment. So the deployment will be based on the system resource. The system resource is attached with a sub deployment. So this sub deployment is going to maintain the cluster of, or it is going to build all the ambience together, and it is going to bind into one unit. So sub
Okay.
deployment is a capability. It's like a, you're going to have all managed servers. You're going to bundle together. You're making one cluster. Similar to that, you can make multiple queues, multiple topics with one sub deployment you can configure. Okay. So if you
Okay.
take one example for domain, Medrec is a domain, then under domain you are going to have JMS server MB. Then you are going to create the queue bin. You can have the JNDI name and name. Then you are going to have the topic. The topic is also having the name and JNDI name and what type of MB it is. So this is a similar type of architecture where your MBs are used. Okay, so we'll just create a JMS server. How it is going to work? So JMS server is going to use one of the persistent store, file store. So you can also use a JDBC store. So if you want to create a file store, you need to say create, and then what type of file store you want to create, what is the name of the file store. So here fs is a
Okay.
variable, it is going to create a file store. Once you have created file store, you can also set the directory structure. You can use the same name for the creating the directory inside the manage servers folder. In the data folder, it is going to create the file store. Otherwise, you can also specify complete path for where you want to store this file store. Okay, so once you created the file store, you can good to go for the creation of the JMS server configuration. So JMS server is another mbin. So this mbin we are going to create at the root level, and then you're going to set the file store which you are already created. Okay, so this is
Okay.
the simple two steps process, simple function which we are going to use for creating the JMS server. Okay, this script is available on the WLST by examples. So provided what kind of domain you need one admin server running and two different nodes, or one node is also fine. Two managed servers should be
Okay.
available, and one managed server is going to associate with one JMS server. Okay,
Okay.
So we are going to create two file stores, two JMS servers. All right.
Okay.
So this one is a JMS server configuration script. So in this one, you can see we can read from the bottom of the script. Okay, so we are going to get the environment variables, environment properties. So properties we are reading after that. Um, why we are going to use this properties like Java style, because you want to use the iterator at the end, JMS server 1, JMS server 2. For that one, we are
Mm.
using this properties. So these properties are read from the file. So these steps, whatever you are using here, 37 to up to 45, this steps are property file reading from the Java style Java module. Okay, so what you are seeing here, file input stream, that is Java function, Java class. Properties
Okay.
also Java class. So that is used for iterating easily in the WLST in the script. Okay, so from the bottom, what we are going to see, once your admin server is running, you can do this execution. So connecting to the admin server, that regular three properties, user, password, URL, accepting from the properties file. Then after connecting, you are going to lock and edit in the admin console. Same way, here you are using edit and start edit. Okay, then how many JMS servers, how many file stores you want to use, the number you are going to get here. One number is enough for us to iterate a loop. Okay, so here the J is a loop. Index starts from 1 and it will go up to the n, whatever the value total JMS servers you want to create. Okay, so our assumption here is uh, n is 2, two number of file stores, two number of the JMS servers. Two managed servers are there. So on every managed servers, you are going to have one JMS server.
Okay.
To create JMS server, what we need? We need a name for the JMS server and where it has to target, which managed server, and what is the persistent store name, file store name, and what is the directory you want to use for that. And JMS server threshold value. You can have the tuning parameters. So lower and higher, how many messages you can hold in one JMS server, that you can mention there. So these threshold values, low, high, and maximum size of the message. How much size you can hold in one message queue or topic. That also you can mention there. Okay, so all these parameters are retrieved from the properties file. Then we are going for creating the file store first. After file store is created, then we are going to create the JMS server. Okay, so this is a simple logic. So we have two functions: create FLSTR, create JMS server. Okay, so create FLSTR is on the top, that is file store. Okay, so this is the simple file store creation script. Then create JDBC logic is also given. We are not using, even though if there is a need for your projects, you can use that one. Okay, so
Okay.
create JMS server. JMS server is first we are going to create the name, deployment, where you want to create and what persistent store you want to use. If it is a file store, what is the name of the persistent store? So this name is coming from the arguments persistent store. Okay, which is already
Okay.
created in the previous function, that create FLSTR. And after this, you are going to set, if it is a big project where you are going to use queues, huge messages, number of messages which are going to use XML files or file objects, then you need to use that swapping. One object, the JDBC object should be, sorry, the file object, XML object will be transferred from one system to another system, or one queue is going to hold a big size of file. It may be 1 GB or it may be 1 MB. So that depends on what size you are going to specify. Okay, so that we are going to set here. Paging directory, if you want to do temporarily, you want to store something, then you are going to use the page directory. Sorry. uh, yeah, then we are going to have the at target, where you want to target this JMS server, and then what is the lowest value, what is the highest value, what is the size of the JMS message. So these are the values which are already stored in the properties file. The same values we are going to use here. And what we are doing here, long means it is your just typecasting, converting the data, the variable which you are getting from the properties file, it is a string, so you want to convert it as a long. So that's a bytes, number of bytes, so it's a long number. That's why we are using long. Normally if you take 1024, that is a normal int conversion, is works fine. But if you are going to give the huge number like GB size, then you need to use the long, because WLSD takes bytes, set bytes threshold, set maximum, minimum, all these are bytes only. Okay, so that is logic about
Oh,
the JMS server. So on your admin console, I will make you presenter. You try to execute this script. Let us see how it works.
okay.
Yeah, Suresh, you are the presenter now. And in this one, did you executed the Oracle? No. Okay. So I think you have Oracle user on the same mission.
One second. I think this is, yeah, here.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So in the same machine, you have the WebLogic installed, and can you start the WebLogic server? Admin console, can we get?
Yeah.
Okay. I think it is using the database.
Um, yes.
What is the error? It is looking for. Dump unexpected transaction current status. Did you upload something?
No transaction.
About that one? Okay. I think, are you getting the admin console? Admin console is start, right?
Hey, yeah, I think it's 7.
Okay. Okay, come to the shared drive where you have created the Python scripts. CD script, CD pybin. Yeah. Now try to create the script. Create JMS server. Alright. Now insert the script from the WLSD blog. Alright. First put into Notepad++ and see all the indentations are looks good.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's
Okay. And paste in. Right click. Okay. All set. Now try to create the properties file. Yeah. Properties. Okay. There's the property.
okay. Is it,
Yeah. At the
uh,
bottom you have the properties. Copy them. Change in the Notepad++. Seven thousand one. IP address 162.43.
yeah.
To file store to JMS servers, JMS. And what is the manage servers names?
Managed one, I think.
Yeah, just see that admin console. Yeah, manage.
Managed one.
Yep.
JMS server
Eighth line. Yeah,
targets.
managed one and manage two. And what else we need? The directory
This
paging
one,
directory you can
yeah,
give.
yeah. Uh,
Domain is in Oracle directory FMW. Then
yeah, 1 second.
U0 app U01 app slash Oracle FMW the demo domain. Alright. Same path you can do for the 10th line. Okay.
Okay,
So these are the threshold values, and yeah, that's good. Yep. hmm Save it. Try to
okay,
execute.
1 second. Um,
Create JMS dot properties. Then Python script.
it is not accepting the properties.
That's
Multi property not specified.
load properties. You should not use load properties because we are using Java style of properties. So you just need
Okay,
the WLST Python script, then properties name.
okay.
That's it. That is done. So straightforward. Just go to the messages services. Minimize that environment. Yeah, go to services, messaging. Click the JMS
Yeah, it's
created.
created and targeted to
Manage.
both maximums. Yeah.
Cool.
Assistant stores also created file stores.
Yep. Okay. So we'll switch to the next JMS module. Okay, so just go to the WLST blog again and look for the JMS module. On the top menu, you can see JMS module. JMS module, yeah. Okay. Now let's create the basic queue. Um, take the script at the bottom, copy the script. I think I have given only queue is another one. This is a uniform distributed queue.
Yeah,
Yeah.
UDQ.
Okay, yeah, try. Let us try. Only one line will be different. You're selecting uniform distributed or normal queue.
Means what is the difference between a normal and distributed
Yeah,
queues?
uniform distributed queue will be targeted to multiple JMS servers, whereas queue will be targeted to only one JMS server. It is pinned service when you're going to use a queue.
Okay,
So
means
in
we
this,
can target a cluster.
yeah, it will be looks like cluster, but it is going to target to JMS servers, multiple JMS servers. At the
Okay,
bottom of that, all the managed servers are under one cluster.
yeah.
All right. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So just create that script. Create JMS module.
This is for this queue, right? Uniform distributed queue. Uh,
Yeah, whole properties you need to create again. Connection factory. Yes. JMS module. Okay. Um, IP address. Yep. 33. 7001. Okay. What else? We have everything. What is a cluster name you have? Admin console. Check the cluster name.
app underscore cluster one.
Yeah, change that. Add that.
So JMS module will get created only now, right? Yes.
It is going to create connection factory, and also it will create uniform distributed queue.
Okay. List here. Print JMS exception. Non-null when expected. Line 99.
Illegal argument exception. Line number
28.
28. Yeah, there's a 28 model target cluster. Okay, so what is the cluster target name? We have given app cluster. I think there is some not going here. That JMS servers list. JMS server list is used somewhere.
Yeah, here.
Okay. So it is given the line number 28 only.
Yeah. And 19. See?
Yeah, that is a calling function, right? 19.
Yeah,
Create,
that is great.
just creating. Yeah. So cluster, I think cluster, what is it is passing? Um, Curious about that. What is the input? Where it is taking that cluster name? Is it correct? It is taking the property we are entered as a target or something. See that? A non-null value expected. Okay. App cluster 1. JMS model target 1. JMS model target 1. Okay. App cluster 1. Then
App underscore cluster 1.
that is what the name of the cluster. Okay. Mhm.
Yes. No, CLUSTR, I think. Okay.
That's not correct.
Yeah.
Okay. You copy paste better.
Yeah. CLUSTR1. CLUSTR1. Okay. Okay, undo all changes. Yeah, it's done.
Mhm.
JMS module is creating.
Yeah.
And
It created
yeah,
the
still,
connection
yeah,
factory, and it created queue. It created yeah. You can see that uniform distributed queue.
yeah. Mm,
One is inbound, another one is outbound. You can give any name, anything, and you can create that one. And it is also created the sub deployment as well in that.
yeah.
And you see that on the target side, on the right side, two JMS servers are there.
Mm,
So if you
Yeah.
take the only queue, if it is a non-uniform or a distributed queue,
Mm.
then you can have only one target, only one JMS
Okay.
server you have to select. That is the only
Okay.
the difference. Okay.
Yeah, we have seen like in we have both 11G and 12C
Mm.
WebLogic.
Yeah.
And 11G it is not allowing, it is having only to create queues and can target only to one. So we have created same, I mean, for each server we have created one such queue like that.
Hmm. Okay.
And 12C we have used this one and we have clustered, targeted to cluster directly.
Ah,
Means this JMS, uh,
connection factory you
this has
target.
been connection. No, this one, this target JMS servers
Uh-huh.
we have created here, and that JMS server is targeting to cluster.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So we are done with the JMS module and configuration. So I'm expecting from you, you can also try to configure topic and non-uniform, that is a regular queue. You can configure using the WLST.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so two things you can try out and see how you can execute. I think Q script is also available on the blog. You can just take it and try to execute that. Topic,
So
I think it is there or not. Sure on the topic. I'm not sure. Yeah, it is not there in the blog. So topic,
okay.
you try. That will give you more ideas how we can make topic.
Okay.
Yeah, you have any questions regarding this JMS?
Um. No, I'll go through again and I'll come back to you. I don't have any questions now.
Okay. Okay.
So one question regarding this classes. So how many classes more are there for us? Um, how many sessions need to cover, topics need to cover?
I'll sort out and I'll update on the Excel.
Okay, okay,
It's around another 5 to 8 sessions, I think.
okay, okay, no problem.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll connect back tomorrow at the same time.
Okay, so it should be 7 or 7:30 tomorrow.
7:30.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah. Okay. Bye.
Okay, thanks.